You feel the drain, the constant hum of anxiety, the exhaustion that has nothing to do with physical labor. You are tired because you are constantly fighting a war within your own mind. We live in a world that equates strength with loudness, with constant activity, and with endless opinions. But what if true strength is found not in addition but in subtraction? What if the path to an unbreakable inner core requires you to actively choose to think less, to talk less, and to focus more? This is the paradox of modern power. We are drowning in information, crippled by choice, and depleted by distraction. We mistake mental busyness for productivity and endless chatter for connection. The ancient wisdom, refined by thinkers across millennia, shows us a different path. The mastery of self begins with the conservation of energy. The truth is, most of the energy you expend every day is wasted on three things: internal noise, unnecessary external communication, and scattered attention. By bringing sovereignty to these three domains, you stop the leak, you fortify your mind, and you unlock a depth of strength and productivity you never knew you possessed. Let us break down the three pillars of true inner strengths, starting with the most pervasive thief of our peace, the tyranny of thought. We must learn to think less. This is not a call for ignorance or passive acceptance. It is a demand for efficiency and discipline in our mental life. The modern mind is often a monkey mind, swinging wildly from one branch of anxiety to the next, dwelling on past regrets or fabricating future disasters. 90% of what occupies your mental space is unproductive rumination. It is the mental rehearsal of arguments that will never happen, the endless looping of perceived slights, and the paralysis of overanalysis. Thinking less means distinguishing between problem-solving and worry. Problem-solving is constructive. It involves defining a situation, generating solutions, and implementing action. Worry or rumination is destructive. It is thinking without a conclusion, effort without movement. It is the mental equivalent of running on a treadmill. You expend massive energy but remain exactly where you started. When we think less, we conserve the critical resource of cognitive energy. Every decision, every worry, every internal debate draws from the same limited mental fuel tank. If that tank is constantly being drained by non-essential internal dialogue, when a real crisis or a complex task arises, we find ourselves depleted, unable to concentrate, and prone to error. The practical application of thinking less is simple, though profoundly difficult to execute. It requires shifting your focus from the internal narrative to external action. Instead of debating the perfect way to start, simply start. Instead of analyzing the historical reasons why a relationship failed, focus on the present steps required to build a stronger one. The goal is to move from the realm of abstract contemplation into the realm of concrete execution. This discipline forces the mind to become a tool for action rather than a prison of anxiety. The moment you catch yourself spiraling into unnecessary thought, ask yourself, is this leading to an actionable step? If the answer is no, then stop the thought. Redirect your focus to the immediate task at hand. This continuous redirection is how mental muscle is built. The second pillar of strength is the conservation of external energy, talking less. In an age dominated by social media and instant commentary, silence is often mistaken for weakness or lack of intelligence. Yet historically, silence has been the hallmark of deep authority and profound observation. When you talk less, two crucial things happen. First, you conserve social energy. Every word spoken is an expenditure of effort, a revelation of self, and an invitation for scrutiny or disagreement. By speaking only when necessary, your words gain weight. They become valuable because they are rare. If a person speaks constantly, their voice becomes background noise, their opinions diluted by sheer volume. The person who speaks sparingly, however, commands attention when they finally choose to articulate a thought. Their contributions are perceived as thoughtful, considered, and authoritative. Second, talking less allows you to observe and listen more effectively. The world is constantly broadcasting vital information, but we miss it because we are too busy formulating our next response or waiting for our turn to speak. Silence shifts your role from performer to observer. You begin to understand the nuances of a room, the true motivations of others, and the underlying dynamics of a situation. This observational power is a massive strategic advantage whether in professional life or personal relationships. The ancients understood that unguarded speech is a major source of regret. Words once released cannot be recalled. They can damage reputations, betray confidences, and create unnecessary conflict. Talking less is a form of proactive risk management. It means pausing before you speak, asking if the words are necessary, if they are kind, and if they are true. Most often, the answer will be no, and the silence that follows will be far more beneficial than the planned utterance. Adopt the discipline of strategic silence. In meetings, resist the urge to fill every conversational gap. In arguments, listen until the other person is completely finished and then wait a moment longer before responding. This pause ensures your reply is a measured response, not a reactionary outburst. Talking less is not about being mute. It is about ensuring that every word you utter is intentional, impactful, and aligned with your highest purpose. It is the disciplined choice to prioritize substance over sound. The third and final pillar, the ultimate engine of true strength and productivity, is the intense application of focus. If thinking less conserves energy, and talking less protects it, then focusing more concentrates that energy into a powerful directed force. We live in the attention economy, where every notification, every headline, and every brightly colored icon is designed to fracture your concentration. The modern person rarely experiences sustained, deep focus. We are masters of the shallow task, the quick reply, and the constant switching between activities. This multitasking fallacy is perhaps the greatest destroyer of potential. When you switch tasks, your brain must reorient itself, resulting in a switching cost that can waste up to 40% of your productive time. You are not doing 3 things at once, you are doing 3 things badly and slowly. Focusing more means committing to deep work. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. This skill is rare and valuable. It is the ability to enter the flow state where time dissolves and your output quality skyrockets. True strength lies in the capacity to voluntarily direct your attention away from distraction and toward a singular, challenging goal for extended periods. To cultivate deep focus, you must first eliminate the sources of distraction. This means creating non-negotiable blocks of time where connectivity is severed. Close unnecessary tabs, silence all notifications, and treat your focus time with the reverence it deserves. This is not merely a matter of convenience. It is a defensive strategy against the erosion of your mental capacity. Furthermore, focus requires clarity of purpose. You cannot focus intensely on vague goals. Strength demands precision. Before beginning a focused block of work, define the single, most important outcome you must achieve. This definition acts as a mental anchor, preventing your attention from drifting. When the mind inevitably tries to wander back to unproductive thought or external distraction, the clear objective pulls it back instantly. The synergy between these 3 pillars is the foundation of true sovereignty. When you think less, you reduce the internal friction and wasted energy caused by anxiety and rumination. When you talk less, you preserve your external energy, maintain your strategic advantage, and deepen your capacity for observation. The massive reserves of energy saved by these 2 subtractions are then channeled directly into intense, unwavering focus. This focused power is what translates intent into reality. It is the difference between dreaming about a goal and actually achieving it. It is the concentrated effort that allows you to master a skill, complete a complex project, or solve a difficult problem with efficiency and excellence. True strength, then, is not measured by how much you can endure physically, or how loudly you can argue your point, but by the level of control you maintain over your internal landscape. It is the quiet, disciplined mastery of your thoughts, your words, and your attention. It is the recognition that the greatest battles are won in the silence between your ears. To begin this journey, do not attempt to overhaul your entire life at once. Start small. For the next 24 hours, practice the discipline of the pause. Before engaging in any conversation, pause and ask if your input is truly necessary. Before allowing a thought to spiral into worry, pause and ask if it leads to action. Before checking a notification, pause and ensure you have completed the single most important task of the hour. This commitment to subtraction, less thought, less chatter, is the ultimate act of self-respect. It transforms you from a reactive participant in the chaos of life into a deliberate architect of your own experience. It replaces anxiety with action, noise with wisdom, and scattered effort with powerful directed achievement. This is where true strength begins. This is the path to an unshakable inner core. If you found value in this breakdown of mental discipline and the conservation of personal energy, consider integrating these principles into your daily life. Share this message with someone else who might benefit from cultivating quiet strength, and subscribe for more deep dives into the principles that unlock human potential.